Philly. Yeah. So Nikki Haley's going to Super Tuesday, even though she's really down in the polls. Well, why would she get her ass whooped? So for more, she would get her ass whooped to try to be the 2028 nominee, I guess, to get more exposure in the media. Be an alternate Trump or something like that. I don't know. It depends on what her donors want, unless they just want extended. They could want extended pressure on Trump, try to crack him or something, you know. So it could be that. I guess they think through extended pressure that Trump is going to break down or something. But it's not like Bill Gates has a bullhorn into Donald Trump's mansion or something going, hey, you know, on his private plane. So it's not like. So Donald Trump can only expose himself to pressure at certain times. Otherwise, he's protected by his family and his friends and his supporters. So, I don't know. They really can't keep the pressure on full time. They could try to keep him in court, you know, with all these sham bullshit indictments. But they could try to take him off the ballot. They can do all these illegal and unconstitutional things. It doesn't mean they're going to win. It means they could distract. They could distort. They can lie. They can spin. They can do anything they want to with misinformation and disinformation and lies. Yeah, I know the conspiracy theory that the Super Bowl is rigged. I've been talking about this for years, 10 years. I've been talking about this for 20, ever since YouTube began. All right. I've been talking about this for 10 years, 15 years. This is a long time talking about this particular subject. Is the Super Bowl rigged? I'm like, well, just look. Look at all the games. If all the advertisers and all the corporate sponsors, Pizza Hut and Bud Light and or whatever, but Anheuser-Busch, they don't have any blowouts. Like every other game in football has blowouts. Like a team will blow out the other team, right? In most regular season NFL games. In the Super Bowl, they usually don't. Typically in the Super Bowl, they keep it going so everybody stays hooked to the game and to make it to the halftime show and to keep watching and keep watching the commercial and all the commercial content. It's manufacturing consent. It's like Noam Chomsky. I know what people want to hear. They want to hear that everything's organic, that nothing's controlled, that nothing's rigged. That's not true. So, what people want to hear is I matter to the system. I matter. I'm in control. I have the power. That's what people want to hear. That may not be the truth though. The truth is not comfortable. The truth is not easy. The truth is not easily consumable, digestible like people want. People want to say, oh, the Super Bowl, oh, yeah, teams just fought really hard to get there, and nothing's controlled, nothing's bought off, nobody's bought and paid for. And George Soros bought the song catalog of Taylor Swift, and somehow her boyfriend's in the Super Bowl. You think that's fucking coincidence? Come on, folks. Okay, and Pfizer supports Travis Kelce. Pfizer, get the jab, get the boost. And he's in the Super Bowl. Is that coincidence? He's just so masculine, alpha male. He's just so badass. Yeah. Sure, that's what they want you to think, right? He's just a winner. Like Joe Biden being endorsed by Taylor Swift. They're just all winners at Pfizer and the booster jabbers. Yeah. Good. Nobody has to see the connections if they don't want to. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I see it for what it is. Now, if the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl, then I'll be like, well, maybe it's not rigged. But I know it's going to happen if it's Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift and on a Super Bowl championship. Then I'll know exactly what it is. Get your booster. Then I'll know exactly what's going on. It'll be Nikki Haley in the military, industrial, pharmaceutical, technological media complex. Then I'll know exactly what it is, and I'll see it for what the truth is. All right, so, but as I said before, I'm a savant. I'm not a psychic. Those are two different skills. So being an eidetic photographic memory savant does not give me the power of a psychic. I cannot see the future, so I don't know what's going to happen. But based on what happens, I can do critical analysis, critical thinking skills, and that'll be okay. I know some people are going to be like, it's just a game. It's just a game. It's not that important. Yeah, that's true. That's good. I'm gonna get Dunkin' D's nuts. They changed it from donuts so it wouldn't be associated with fat and the fucking morbidly obese people and ill health. So they didn't change it like the Washington Commanders because it was deemed as racist, right? Jemima was racist because they used a black mascot for the pancakes. Well, what if there was an African American lady called Jemima and she was really good at fucking baking pancakes? Is that racist? Being really good at fucking baking pancakes? I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. But for some reason they changed it. So, they changed Uncle Ben's to Ben's Originals. Doesn't really matter to me. It's still Uncle Ben's, but it's like Uncle has been, I guess. But yeah. Now you don't delete Civil War history if you take down the statue of Robert E. Lee, or get rid of the Dixie flag, or change your name from Dixie Chicks to the Chicks. It doesn't erase American Civil War history. I still read about the Confederate generals. I still read about the history. You haven't erased history like George Orwell, 1984. So, I don't know. I don't really want to see a Confederate soldier statue. Not really. It's not really what I'm into. So, fair enough. So, I mean, does it bother me there's no Robert E. Lee High School anymore? Not really. I guess you're going to erase... I mean, they don't have I guess they don't have an Adolf Hitler High School, so it's not exactly equivalent, but, Well... Robert E. Lee didn't murder 6 million Jews in the Holocaust, so it's not exactly. Is it exactly equivalent though? Not really, but I guess some people think so. But you have to kill 6 million people to in an anti-Semitic program of extermination of a race. You know, to get that status. I mean, you got to do quite a bit. There's a lot of work to be done, right? So. Yes. Thousands and thousands of people died in the Civil War. Yep. Oh, this is like some fresh bacon, isn't it? Yeah. So we would read in history class. It's called The Unfinished Nation. I know what the left is trying to do. They're trying to control all information, and they're trying to like control specifically historical information, and they're trying to control scientific information because they don't want that out. They don't want an informed and critical thinking populace to think about how badly they're getting fucked by the system that threw them overboard 40 fucking years ago. A big red, white, and blue dick jammed up their ass. I just paraphrased George Carlin just now. So I'm sure you've seen this stand up, but all right. I went off my particular sentence ideas, and I went right into the Carlin, just so you know what I'm talking about. Now, you think the leftists and the communists wouldn't be taking down, trying to take down Leonardo da Vinci, Mona Lisa paintings, and, you know, the statue of David and stuff, because, I'm sorry, the statue of Michelangelo, you know, with his dick and his balls and all that. You think they wouldn't try to take all that down, you know, because, you know, Leonardo da Vinci was probably gay, all right? And really, Sir Isaac Newton was the first incel. Apparently, he never had sex with a man or a woman. Now, I find it hard to believe that he was like, oh my God, I got a boner, and he grabbed his Bible. Now, that's what some purists would want me to believe. He was like, oh God, I had a sexual lust. I must go pray to Jesus. You think he got a boner? And he clutched his Bible and said, Lord, give me guidance. I saw some titties. I was aroused. Do you think, you know, he saw some maiden in the forest and he got a little doot? Or maybe he saw a guy. Maybe he's gay. You know, I don't know. Sir Isaac Newton could have been gay, like Leonardo da Vinci, right? So maybe he saw one of his plantation workers or something. Maybe it was an African man, a big burly man, and he was like, "Ooh." What do you think? He didn't get any sex. He didn't get any arousals. He was never a human being. I don't know. That's they try to paint him as some kind of incel celibate saint who only cares about physics, about classical physics. Is that really true? Huh. Well, my mathematics professor would disagree with me. Oh no, he's a saint and philosopher. He's a theologian. He's a Renaissance man. He's devoted to his craft of algebra and calculus and trigonometry and oh yes. He's a man of great esteem, Sir Isaac Newton. He would never have a lustful, dirty thought in his whole life. Oh, really? Okay. I don't know. I don't have a time machine to go back in time and see. You know, I don't have the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure telephone Doctor Who TARDIS to find out what really is up. You know what I mean? So all you got is just a bunch of historical papers, arguments, and viewpoints. That's all we got. I can't go back in time and check to see when he got a boner. You know what I'm saying? Because he did have a dick and balls, so we know that he was male. So that's about as far as we can analyze Sir Isaac Newton, besides his force and mass equations and his classical, physics contribution to physics and gravitation and all that. Force equals mass times acceleration. F equals m times a. The speed of light is 186,000 meters per second. You remember it from math class a little bit? No, not. I mean, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes. Yeah, right. Sometimes it comes in, but sometimes I don't think about it every day. I'm more worried about like solar flares and asteroids or something. I have other concerns. But asteroids, gravitation, what's going on in the solar system. Yeah, I mean, you can use classical Newtonian physics for that. Yeah, a lot of equations for that. Making that bacon. So my grandfather used to work for the Union Pacific Railroad. In Houston, they call it the Cancer Cluster in Fifth Ward because Union Pacific apparently dumped a bunch of waste, apparently, in the Fifth Ward in the black areas of town. Now, when the African Americans cry for money and mistreatment, what do I think? Well, as a white man, I automatically think scam, right? So I don't know if their claim is legitimate or not, but every time Africans come, whether it's Hurricane Katrina or whatever, I'm just like rig, scam. I'm like, George W. Bush gave those people $2,000 EBT cards so he could get reelected. I mean, so he could go out with a great legacy. So he wanted to solidify his legacy, right? Is it that George W. Bush cared about black people? We know what happened there. It's like, hey, here, take this $2,000 each, Africans, and everybody settle down, right? Everybody chill out. I gave you some money. George W. Bush, Texas, yeah. So that's what it is, right? Now, I don't remember the white people getting their EBT cards, though. I don't remember the Caucasian people. Did we get an EBT card for Hurricane Ike or Harvey? I don't remember my white person's EBT card with $2,000 on it. Anybody remember that? Yeah, I don't really remember that though. But the Africans, they get stuff because they're minorities, right? Because they get welfare and handouts, What they used to call it back in the day, white man's burden. White man's burden. Remember that in Jack Nicholson in The Shining? In the horror movie, Stanley Cooper? White man's burden. So the political strategy for the African Americans is basically appeasement. They just give handouts and stuff like slave trade back in the day. Here's the handouts. Here's the welfare check, right? That's what they do. So they're like downtrodden African. Well, here you go. Here's your shit. Now they can't do that forever because they'd have to raise taxes, and then they'd lose their position, they lose control, power, information access, etc. And the U.S. debt is currently sitting at $34 trillion. So they really can't give much welfare, Social Security, entitlements, extra federal benefits because the fucking nation is screwed financially. It's heavily in debt. People say, yeah, well, the stock market is doing great. Yeah, but the stock market is, yeah, it's doing great for some people in Wall Street and Washington and Silicon Valley and big tech. Yeah, it's going great for them, but not on the main street, not in the real world. It's doing great for Mark Zuckerberg when he builds his $100 million estate in his new complex in Hawaii. When he builds his new layer to himself, it's fantastic for him when he sells the MetaQuest, Oculus, or it's fantastic for Apple when they sell their Vision Pro. They're doing great, right? Because really, technology always evolves, and so it never de-evolves. It always evolves in complexity. So technology always evolves. So if you're into technology and you're creating new technology on the cutting edge, then, well, you're always going to have money in the bank because it just keeps on exponentially growing. So you're not going to be worried. You're not going to be worried that technology is going to hit some sort of Moore's Law wall. You're not really worried. You know it can exponentially grow in incredible ways for a long time. You're not really afraid that much, you know? No. Mark Zuckerberg probably has sleepless nights about the French guillotine or somebody assassinating him or something like that. He is less worried about where his bread and butter is coming from. They know that he is loathed by many. He is unpopular. Like Bill Gates of hell. Mark Zuckerberg is a disliked person. And so he doesn't like to go to Washington, D.C. because he exposes himself. And he spends $400 million for each election cycle to elect a Democrat who's going to be friendly to him and his Google and Microsoft and Apple boys and his MetaQuest, Instagram, and Facebook people. He is worried about being assassinated. Yeah, that's what he's worried about. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to know how much money is being funneled into the Biden-Harris re-election campaign. They don't want to know that Mark Zuckerberg chunks out in the 2020 election $400 million per election cycle for president. They don't want people to know that. It's out there. It's publicly available, factual data. But so if you support Biden, you support Mark Fuckerturd? Yeah. He wants to enslave your children and ourselves in some Borg world in the matrix of the metaverse. He wants to create this prison system of your mind and your soul. He is the mark of the beast, literally, in the Bible. It's him. There's an antichrist. My God, it has to be him. We all figured that Joe Biden was a puppet of the system, that he wasn't really in charge. That maybe it's Klaus Schwab or some other antichrist type figure. It's some demonic figure like Bill Gates. It's Obama or someone who's the Antichrist, who's pulling the strings of Joe Biden. He is really not in control of himself, his faculties. He's not running shit. In other words, he is just the figurehead. He's just the puppet. He's just the brand on the presidential stamp. He's not really in control of this world or the power structure, the hierarchy of. All right. Yeah, I saw that movie with Willem. It's William Devane, and I forgot what the movie was called, but it was like from the late 1970s. And this guy was a lot younger. He wasn't 70 years old, looking like Joe Biden. It was like he was real. He was a lot younger. And it's this movie where he fights like Mexican drug cartels, and at the end there's like a shootout. It's like a hacienda, like a Mexican bar, and across the border way or something like that. And all it is two white guys killing Mexican drug cartel members for like the last 20 minutes of the movie. It's kind of an interesting film, isn't it? Yeah. All right. All it is killing Mexican drug cartels members for 20, 30 minutes. It's just him with shotgun just blowing people away. I swear to God, that's the end of the film. It has a very violent ending like Scarface. It's a very just, like disturbing ending. It's a great movie. What was it called? Like, I don't know. Silent Night? No, it's called like, it wasn't called anything like Christmas. Couldn't bring up that file in my brain because I didn't watch the movie all the time. It was just it came on one night and I didn't. Because I always saw Willem Devane or whatever doing like commercials for gold and retirement, and I thought, what is this guy from? Like, who the fuck is this? Like I'd recognize like Pierce Brosnan or Tom Selleck or somebody like that, Harrison Ford or whatever. But this guy, I was like, who the fuck is this? I'd recognize Chuck Norris or something doing a commercial. For the Houston Astros, what pisses me off is I hate seeing those Old Shan commercials with Nolan Ryan because he really leans into his Texas accent. He's like, oh, get the Old Shan. Like he's really leaning into the accent. Like, oh, get the Old Shan and come to Texas and get the girl. It's like, come on, dude. Leaning heavy into the accent to sell products. Come on, guys. Yeah, that Nolan Ryan shit pisses me off because it's like him at, grandpa's stage. And he's like, get the Old Shan, it's Texas style. And he's like leaning like heavy into the Texas accent. Like, I'm like, So Nikki Haley's corporate donors. I know you're like, when is this guy going to talk about Nikki Haley and stop talking about Willem Devane, right? Yeah, that's true. Nikki Haley, who is she funded by? The Democrat Party, the Biden-Harris administration, by LinkedIn co-founder or founder? Yeah. So she's got big money behind her in the military, industrial, pharmaceutical, technological media complex. So they all are gunning for Trump because I farted. What do you think about it? Oh yeah, it was nice. It was like, kind of like one of those nice farts. But so they want Nikki Haley in there on Super Tuesday. Why? She could just drop out now and concede. Is it pride? Is it ego? What is it? Is it just money keeping her in the race? Money, honey? Yeah, sure. It could be a spite for Trump, Yeah. Trump derangement syndrome. All right. So a bunch of rich, wealthy people that are successful in business and industry. And despite the will of the American people, 78 million people who voted for Trump in the last election plus, and independents and Democrats who are increasingly pissed at Joe Biden because he is the worst president in U.S. history. Well, so people keep falling for, in America, the race thing. They keep getting race baited pretty good. But one thing people aren't falling for is the woman shit. So why aren't people falling for the woman shit? Yeah, it's a good idea, huh? Why aren't people falling for the women's? So the Democrats thought, well, we just get women's, then we're good. Yeah. Even better, get a brown or black woman out there, or a mocha-colored interracial Obama plant in there. Why isn't the woman thing working? Why isn't it taking off like they thought? Like, ooh, the women, hear me roar, vaginas and babies. And why isn't that taking? They're like, man, that should be taking off like a rocket ship. So, I mean, they're not really the left isn't really getting anywhere with the LGBTQ, the gay shit. No one's feeling the gay shit. Okay. So, how do they get people to feel gay shit? They just can't. They're doing better with if you don't vote for a colored person or a minority or a foreigner, then you're somehow racist, right? They're doing good with that. They're doing pretty good. It worked for Obama, but it's not really going to work every time. So people fell for it once and they're not going to fall for it again, essentially, or for a long time. The older electorate, the older voters, we're not going to fall for another Obama. And because that means Obama, Biden, Clinton, that means hell for years and years and years. So people aren't falling for that. So Hillary Clinton was like, I'm going to be the first female president in 2016. Why didn't that work? It just didn't work. So the Democrats were thinking, well, Bill Clinton, 1992 to the year 2000. So 8 years. And they were thinking, all right, people got fed up with George W. Bush and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and the terror wars. And so the next thing, they were like, all right, Obama, 2008. That's a Clinton, that's an Obama. Clinton, Secretary of State. You had Barack Hussein Obama, Vice President Joseph Robinette Biden. You have the Clintons, you have the Gates, you have, the system. You got the same players back in the House, basically, except they used a black man to get in that time, or a half white, half black man to get in. Okay. It was a good trick being like, well, if you don't vote for an interracial, a mixed person, then you're a racist or something, right? So that it worked very well. Like, so the guilt trip, the progressive trip, it worked. Like, hey, vote for somebody who's not a white straight dude for a change. And people said, huh, that's an interesting prospect. Let's vote for a non-heterosexual, or let's vote for a heterosexual, I guess. But, I don't know about Barry. There's a lot of conspiracy theories about Barry, about his real orientation, but I'm not going to get into those conspiracy theories and that scuttlebutt or that internet jokes. So people fell for it, especially young people, the voters like 18 to 30, 18 to 25, 18 to 30, somewhere around there. They were like, hope and change is coming, baby. Yeah, those George Bush terror wars, those he killed more people than most white presidents. I mean, with the drone attacks. Clinton, we came, we saw, they died. And so people kind of could feel the evil coming from Hillary Clinton. So they were like, Barack Obama and Clinton were good at, Bill Clinton, William Jefferson Clinton. They were good at concealing their evil in the guise of, hey, I'm cool or I'm well-spoken. And they used charisma to dazzle the electorate. And they were also very well-spoken. So they were great public orators, speakers. So that's the way they were able to fool people. Like, I went to Yale. I'm really educated. I can speak publicly just fine, fluidly. And that's how they did it. Bedazzlement, charisma. Hey, we got this. You know it. Woo. When people just believed it like that. Not everybody believed it, but not everyone was swayed by their fantastic oration skills and their Yale or Harvard, Oxford, whatever, their Ivy League educations. Not everybody was fooled. Not everyone was swayed. But a lot of people, enough people to get them into power is the point. Oh. Yeah. I think I have the emergency diarrhea coming in. We have a emergency diarrhea situation. We have a situation. Yeah. So we put that on put the eggs on the low, so I can take a shiz and then go back in there and wash my hands and finish the spectacular brunch. Ooh, taking a dump. Taking a dump. All right, just dropped a duker and we need to clean our hands now. Not because we touched our butt cheeks, but because we touched, the ass paper and all that. Been on the pooper, on the shitter, on the golden porcelain god or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Ooh. So is Nikki Haley staying in the GOP Republican race? It's to give more distraction for Donald Trump. It's to mess him up, right? The trials are spread out before the election because it's election interference by the Biden-Harris administration, by the Democrat Party. That's what they're doing. They're trying to complicate his life to the maximum extent possible. So he's like, just declare me the nominee already. And Nikki Haley's like, no, I ain't done yet. Already lost 2 primaries. You wait till I lose South Carolina. Yeah. I'll make some fried chicken and chitlins for you. Yeah. You want some collard greens? Mmm. You ain't seen a loser until you've seen him lose 20 times. You ain't seen a loser until you see me lose 10 primaries. How's she staying in? She's getting funded out the ass is the reality by Trump haters. Getting fueled. They're trying to muck him up. But they can't muck they can harass and indict Donald Trump himself. But the 80 million plus of his followers, 78 million plus, they can't harass. The federal government doesn't have the resources, or the Biden-Harris administration doesn't have the resources to harass Trump supporters and MAGAs and Republicans and conservatives. They don't have the resources to harass us. I mean, they could, depending on the sway and the power level and the influence level, they could target, important people in the Trump-averse. They could target Snoop Dogg or do something like that. Target Snoop Dogg and his family, but it's not going to work. They're not going to maintain power. Lloyd Austin, Anthony Blinken, this nightmare will be gone in 2024, right after the November election. The nightmare of Biden. He will be retired to his ancient fart home, where he will nod off in the oblivion of his Alzheimer's. And that's the reality of it. All these people are going to get fired from power by the American people through the voting process for crimes against American citizens. You wish you could fire Mark Zuckerberg, right? But he's not voted for. He just has a lot of power and he can do whatever he wishes. So, yeah. You wish you could fire Bill Gates from public life, but you can't do that because these guys can operate for years and years and years with their money and their billions of dollars. It's really not anything the public can do except maybe not buy their products and don't use their services. So even if Mark Zuckerberg comes up with the most awesome virtual reality, Neuralink, Strange Days, the most Matrix thing that plugs into your brain and gives you the most amazing adventures and fantasies that man has ever embarked. Well, you don't have to buy those products and you don't have to use the products that interlink with people's brains, because that's dangerous for personal privacy, personal liberty, and the protection of information and ideas. So You don't want those in the hands of these tech tyrants or the government, the federal government. That's a no go. That's a no can do. In the words of Hall and Oates, no can do. I can't go for that. No can do. And I can't go for that. No can do. So one day I was walking along the road, going to the convenience store, and there was a black man in a Jeep, older guy, like maybe, I don't know, 50 to 60 years old. And he said, he goes, I heard the song, it goes, dun 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 dun, and it's like, I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. I was like, oh my God, dude. That dude, yeah, he had shades on and everything. And I was like, I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. I was like, oh my Lord. She's the one I love. I said, oh my God, man. You have just totally, you totally broke this. You broke the system. It was just like, you broke the matrix. And, yeah, so do I like the conservative conspiracy theory? I've been talking about the Super Bowl being rigged for a long time. It's like, remember that weird phantom power outage in one of the Super Bowls? I forget which one it was. And it was pretty strange. Like they hit the reset button on the whole system or something. Yeah. It was wild, dude. Wild, dude. All right. Got those eggs, making them excellent. Yeah, kind of having them on. I'm not trying to be like Gordon Ramsay, changing the temperature and everything from low to medium and letting it, taking it off the burner. I'm not trying to be fancy like Chef Gordon Ramsay. It's just this time I had, kind of bad diarrhea. I had bad dukage. So I had to go to the toilet. Take care of that. I had some dukage. And when you have that diarrhea, you gotta go take care of that. So, diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Everybody's favorite thing. Diarrhea, when you're sitting all alone and your pants are full of foam. Diarrhea. When you're sliding into third and you feel a juicy turd. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Ooh. You love those childhood songs? They're the best. Like, 1 and 1, we're having some fun in the bedroom all day and all the night. 2 and 2, we're ready to screw. 3 and 3, I saw her pee pee. Yeah, I like all those funny songs. Yeah, good stuff. 4 and 4, opened her drawers. Yeah, it was funny, man. It's the Kinks, all day and all the night. I just want to be with you all of the time, all day and all of the night. Oh, girl. Oh, yeah, don't mix up all day and all the night, and then You Really Got Me Now. Yeah, those are two different songs. Girl, you really got me now. I don't know, so bad, I don't know where I'm going. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Kinks, great stuff. Yeah, great English rock band. Oh, superb. Of course. You cannot forget about Lola. La 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 Lola. All right. Now we have to move on to the next phase of our operations. So if the Super Bowl wasn't rigged and it was natural, then why would a major pop star that endorses Biden, who's married to the championship team player, who is supported by George Soros and the left and the liberal global world order, why would they all be there at the same place? And why would somebody who is sponsored by Pfizer to get the COVID-19 jab, why would they be in the Super Bowl? Just a thought. You know, if you don't want to connect the dots, that's fine. That's fine. If nobody wants to connect the dots, that it's your life. I'm not telling you how to think. But you're not. But if you say I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a pattern recognizer, then that's cool. If you're a pattern recognizer like me, then we're in good company here. Then we're just pattern recognizers. Like, you don't have to be a photographic memory savant like me, a eidetic savant, to recognize patterns, do you? No, you could use your brain and your memories and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. You can do that. You can formulate a picture in your mind too. Yeah, maybe not everyone can take mental photography, but I can. So all right, make sure this doesn't. Got the eggs. Now we got to cut the cheese. Not my diarrhea. So you believe in like conspiracy theories? Okay, so you're supporting the your Nike or your Sony or some big American multinational global corporation or whatever. You got to sell your product. Your Apple Vision Pro, you got to sell your shit. All of a sudden, the Kansas City Chiefs or the San Francisco 49ers blow the other team out, and it's like 50 to, it's like 50 to 10 or some shit, right? So you think they're going to let all these people just tune out and be like, the game's over, man? Yeah, the other team can't come back. No, they want you to watch the whole thing. They need people addicted to this shit. How do they get people addicted? Well, guys want to bang Taylor Swift, but we're not Travis Kelce. So I don't have a multi-million-dollar NFL contract. So I'm not banging Taylor Swift because I'm not an NFL star with millions of dollars. So, but all the guys fantasize. So it doesn't really matter. It matters more the fantasy than the reality. You don't go home and tuck that tuna in at night. You don't pound that strawberry. So you're not getting any strawberry shortcake. We're not. So objectively, you have to think, well, who's getting what? Who's getting what out of this? We're not getting shit out of this, except just consuming, just watching, like. So most people aren't getting jack shittle dicks out of this. All we're getting every Super Bowl is a bunch of propaganda by the elites and the wealthy. And they're just like, buy our shit, buy our shit. We're making new shit, buy our new shit. And all it is a orgy of consumption, and it means nothing. It's just a celebration of wealthy elites. It's basically all the Super Bowl is. It's a celebration of shit. So why do people watch it? Why do people do it? It's an excuse to be social. So the old man's about to die, and he's like, man, I only got like 2 weeks left, and I'm dead, right? And so he's like, oh, you know what? I remember Billy's having a Super Bowl party. Let's get together now. Yeah, that's a good excuse, because Super Bowl is a great excuse to get together with friends and family. It's like, hey, I haven't talked to Joe in a while. Let's go down the road and go to the party. Oh, Emily has a big, smart 70-inch screen. Let's go watch that. Oh, Roger converted his garage into a man cave. Let's go to that. It's like, so it's an excuse for people to get together and talk about something, which is, most people don't get together like the old days and talk about shit, except for, like people at the church and stuff talking about the Bible, which can get a little stiff sometimes because it's like, and Zechariah and Elzebub, you can get a little stale. You know what I mean? And Beelzebub. Oh boy. Burning the midnight oil till 5 a.m. Yeah, dude. Drinking beer and shit. Whoa, you did. Oh man, you went through a lot of Star Trek last night, huh? Man, you went through every Star Wars, Star Trek battle that ever happened. And so, yeah. My internet history is hilarious. It's like, all right, I'll stop this. Done. Okay, good. Your internet history is like Star Wars. I was laughing because it's like Star Wars and music and stuff. Yeah. Did you do Marilyn Manson? I remember doing that, actually. I remember doing the Marilyn Manson, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny, dude. It all started with Billy Joel. That's how addictions start, is you start with the Billy Joel. Actually, I was surprised. Like, one of my friends was like, I bought the double greatest hits Billy Joel album. And, we really enjoyed it. And I said, man, this greatest hits album is really good. Maybe I can't sit through every individual Billy Joel record because a lot of the stuff could be dated. But the greatest hits, though, is really great. So, but I noticed that somebody bought it, like either my first stepdad or my next stepdad and my mother. Somebody bought Billy Joel's greatest hits album up there in the vinyl. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody bought the Joel. Yeah. My first stepdad had really great taste in music. My parents had pretty standard taste, but my first stepdad had really eclectic musical taste. So it wasn't very standard. So Nikki Haley is being paid to be what? Nikki Haley is being paid to be a thorn in Trump's side. That's what she's being paid to be, annoying to Trump. I'm not dropping out of the race. I got this. I can lick the fellas. I'm a woman. Hear me roar. Is it working? Is it working-ish? She's got a lot of money. So, yeah. Got a lot of rich, wealthy business backers. Got a lot of money. Yeah. Got a lot of corporate donors. Got a lot of Raytheon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, all the big military industrial complex folks. Yeah. Greasing her wheels. Keeping her going. Yeah, you've seen religious people like remember that Catholic girl who wouldn't kiss a guy until she got married? Yeah, there are some religious freaks out there that they won't do anything that they deem to be sinful or lustful. Yeah, so girl will stay a virgin until she gets married. And that could be until she's 40, until she's 50. She won't even kiss a penis, okay? Because she's afraid the Lord is going to strike her down. See what I'm saying? So maybe Sir Isaac Newton suffered from a same religious devotion that crippled his ability to enjoy life at any time. So, yeah. What'd your buddy say back in the day? Ain't no poontang from the religious hoes or something. That was his saying. Yeah. Yeah, the religious women can get kind of, yeah. They're just like, oh, I can't have sex until I get married. Yeah, they're kind of difficult, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, difficult to get in the sack, for sure, So. The Christian and Catholic women aren't easy lays, let's say. It's not an easy pickup. It's not like, hey, Joan, what are you doing tonight? Well, I got my yacht. You want to come aboard tonight? Yeah, I got sleeping quarters. Maybe we'll have a few drinks. It's not easy pickups. They're like, well, I don't know if the Lord will let me do that. Well, I know you're a nice guy, John, but I got to go to the rosary. I got to go please my God. God first, and my desires last. The needs of my body dead last. Yeah, sure. So that's what happens. It's like, so. Oh, I know why you're single till age 50. Oh yeah, it's pretty evident what the problem is, right? It's the religion. So it's like, I'm not getting naked with a man until we tie the knot. But that takes considerable investment. So you got to pay for the whole wedding and the preacher and got to pay for the food and the catering, and then, man, waiting that long to get some. It's like, what is this, Taylor Swift poontang or something? I mean, what is this? I mean, why are people? Is this like the golden poontang or the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Poon or something? I mean, what the fuck is this, guys? So it's like you want to tell the Catholic girls, because as Billy Joel said, the Catholic girls wait way too late. It's like, all this time you've been turning me down for sexual advances. We could have been making a baby right now. And so all this time we've wasted talking about some imaginary thing that doesn't exist. So the male sperm can just get hardier as it ages, right? But the women's ovary shrivels up by like age 40 or so. And then she can't reproduce anymore. She can't have babies. So the man, technically, like, if I'm over 40 and I win the lottery or something like that, I could technically, if I have enough money, get some young hot bitches and do the deed and have a lot of children and grandchildren. But a woman, whew, she's really got to get busy, right? Really get serious fast. You can't bust one out when you're Robert De Niro, when you're a woman. You can't bust one out at 80, or like Alec Baldwin, trying to have kids at 80 years old, or like Mick Jagger, right? Mick Jagger's 80, and then he gets a 22-year-old, girlfriend that's sexy and big boobs, and she's super hot, and then he knocks her up. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. You're in the whale, babe. Yeah, I'm going to be dead in like 2 years, but it's all right. Oh, I heard that Mick Jagger's leaving his children nothing in the will. That's pretty funny. Like, you have the Jagger son. He's like, hey, Dad, can you help me pay for my college or my technical training? I know you're on your own, mate. You got to scrap like we did back in the 60s. You got to go get a job at the shoe store like George Harrison. And he's like, ah. Yeah. Go get yourself a job at the shoe store or the fish and chips. The Jagger kids are like, oh no, I thought we were going to be set, Well, I will help out my children. What I'm going to do is I'll tell you what I'm going to do, mate. I'm going to hook you up at the fish and chip shoe store down on Piccadilly. And then, like, down on Downing Street. I'll put in a good word for you, I promise. All right. I'm looking for my next girlfriend. She's no older than 25. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's dating rules. He's like, what I really like is young women with big ass tits. So Nikki Haley is staying in the race to do what? To annoy Trump, to be a fly in the ointment, right? She's there to be... her purpose is what? To just annoy Trump, to complicate Trump's life from him getting reelected. That's her purpose. It's not because she's winning. It's not even that she has a hope to win, right? That's not her purpose by her donors. The people that pay her $3 million a week to continue her campaign, or $3 million a day, or however much it costs. Yeah. So, what's the purpose? Bum. I mean, you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of Nikki Haley's campaign? To do what? What is it accomplishing? Well, nothing. Who is it for? People who don't like Trump, right? Okay. So now we have our bacon, egg, cheddar. And we actually have some, wow. Put the butter down. Okay. We have some leftover eggs, actually. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ah. Ooh. Okay. You're a sweetheart girl. I know that. You begged long enough. Yes, indeed, my dear. Well, can't say you deserve it, but I'll say she kept in it. All right. Put the rest of the eggs in here. Ooh. Imagine it's like Robert De Niro. They're 80 years old. They're like, fuck, I'm about to die. Fuck. I already have 20 kids and 7 grandchildren. What do I do? Robert De Niro, Mick Jagger. They're like, well, I'm going to hang out at the bars after the show. I'm going to find myself some really dedicated groupies. I'm going to fuck like there's no tomorrow. And he's like, I want the one. I like that strawberry blonde over there with the green eyes, the big hooters. Yeah, that's the one I'm taking tonight. What are you doing next week, Mick? You know what I'm going to be doing. Busting one before the Grim Reaper comes, huh? Mick, I didn't I didn't take the abortion pill. That's all right. Doesn't matter how many kids I have, because no one's getting anything in my will, so I don't give a shit. They're like, They're like, no one's getting anything in your will? I don't even have a will. You're not getting shit. It says in my will that none of my children get shit. Very funny. What's the purpose of the Nikki Haley campaign? It's to make Trump's life difficult. That's all it's for. Just to complicate it even more. The message is, we don't want you to be president. We don't want you to get reelected. We want you to fail, like Nikki Haley. We don't care how many primaries you're winning, because we're going to rig the next election anyway. We don't care. We're going to rig the system. We're going to show you our amazing powers of rigging again, like in 2020, except this time they don't have a Chinese virus. They have a war with Iran or something like that, or a war with China, or war with the Russian Federation. They're going to cook up something, guys. There you go. Here's Nikki Haley. She's acting confident like she's winning, but she's not winning states. Look at that squirrel grin. The squirrel. She looks like a fucking squirrel, dude. Like a chipmunk rodent. So, I'm a winner, even though I keep losing elections. I'm a winner. Yeah, whatever. I don't remember you winning anything, but you still seem to be in the race, though. I don't know how, but... So, Super Tuesday, she'll have to drop out and concede and acknowledge Trump is the GOP frontrunner for the 2024 election. If she doesn't, she's going to look foolish. She's going to lose donors. She's going to lose voters. And then she's going to look pathetic. So what is the purpose? Is she setting up a 2028 campaign against Ron DeSantis or someone? Or against Gavin Newsom or somebody? No. It could be her just trying to set up like Ron DeSantis. You know, hey, here I am. I'm your choice. I got a vagina. I got a family with 3 kids. Hey, I'm your woman. Yeah. I'm gonna be the first female president. Yeah. So I got this big pan so I could flip, you know, everything and everything be kosher. So there'd be enough room for 2 sandwiches. Nikki Haley still acting confident. Well, once we get South Carolina, then I'm really going to get some delegates. Trump has 50 delegates. Hey, I got 25. I must be winning. I'm a winner, don't you see? Because the founder of LinkedIn is giving me millions of fucking dollars to stay in this race. And the Biden-Harris administration and the Democrats. Oh, look, I got some military-industrial complex money. Oh, nice. Thank you, Raytheon and Boeing. And Lockheed Martin. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, so what's the plan here? What is the plan of the Nikki Haley campaign? Okay, annoy Trump so that MSNBC can have something to talk about. Trump's got a rival. Trump may get stumped. Oh, yeah. I know what they're going to try to do. The Microsoft NBC network and the legacy media are going to be like, Nikki Haley's still in it. But after March 5th, she's going to be fucking gone. So, yeah, kiss her ass goodbye because she's out of here. So, anybody fantasizing about the Nikki Haley presidential run still, you guys are idiots. She's not going to fucking win. Y'all are fantasizing. Y'all are in la fantasy land. Big time. Oh. You guys are in la fantasy land. That's all right. You can stay in la fantasy land and dream of Nikki Haley. And then when she's not nominated and she gets eliminated from the race, then you can't really talk shit anymore, can you? And it's kind of over. You just are like, blah. You're kind of like a balloon that's been deflated from air, helium. Yeah. So, and then maybe if I talk to you on the phone or see you in public, I'll be like, hey, how's that Nikki Haley doing? Just as a friendly reminder that you lost, that your ideas were stupid. I hate to break it to you, Nikki Haley voters, but everything you ever dreamed of is bullshit. It's stupid. And you had the freedom to be stupid. This is America. Okay, so you don't get put in jail for being stupid in America. Otherwise, 30% of the country would be in jail. But, yeah. Mystery deepens around deaths of 3 Kansas City fans. What, they were poisoned at the barbecue? Poisoned at the barbecue. I don't like those rowdy neighbors down there. I don't like how they always have those big parties. I don't like those rowdy Kansas City Chief. I don't like Kansas City Chief fans. You know what? I'm going to put cyanide in their chili con queso. Ah. The guys are like, hey, man, invite Ray over. But Ray doesn't like us. Yeah, but let's just make peace in the neighborhood and stop this stupid feud. All right, let's go. All of a sudden, Ray's over there, right? He's like, oh, they'll never see this. The chili con queso is spiked with the poison. And then all of a sudden, everybody drops dead. Ray's like, oh, got out of this, man. Oh. Ooh, I got rid of mine. Oh, you got heroin and meth? For real? This guy's trying to be the detective. I told you. There it is. I told you he wasn't. They were invited to the football game. Yeah, it's set up. It's like people were gonna die. Like that was planned, right? Yeah, 3 people don't die at the same time. That's a little suspicious. I mean, 3 people could technically die at the same time, but technically that could be possible. One man dies after drinking on a Caribbean vacation, right? Second person dies, a woman. Okay. Then a family of a couple dies after that, right? So there comes a point where you have to recognize that there's a group or a serial killer in the Caribbean. There comes a point where the deaths cannot be explained away anymore. Where you can't just say, oh, people on vacation are wild, or they drink too much, or they do too much drugs, or something. Occasionally, you're going to have to face the grim and dark reality, the truth that you don't want to face.
Lovely guys come out of being held or questioned for 5 minutes, and they're looking word in the media, just laughing as they walk out. This is Kathy Hochul saying kind of a different tune than she has in the past about what's going on in New York. Watch. In response to the searching for additional suspects in the Times Square attack, please.
Okay.
we're letting into the country with no ID, okay? And so
Huh?
here's a whole bunch of guys that pile on these cops.
What's that?
When they catch someone got away.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Guns and profiling on America's Most Wanted. But they were allowed to come to this country, and at the border they tell you don't bring any ID, walk across with no ID. So what good is that? They arrest them, they have no ID, they're never coming back to trial, they don't care. They come out like this and succeed, it boils my blood. No other first world country on this planet will allow you to keep the police.
I didn't mean to give you those evil stares for every day of my life. Neighborly, huh?
They did that. What kind of police work is
Well, even the governor, I guess having a little bit of clarity here, find them and send them back. I mean, what country can you go into and commit a crime and assault police officers? I mean, just trying to picture getting away with it. And then, immediately.
I didn't mean to give you all those evil stares. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to be Mr. Nice Guy. I'd like you to come over to my Super Bowl party. But I thought you didn't like me. No. I like you very much. I want you to come to my Super Bowl party. I want you to come to my Sunday NFL game day. Yeah, we got beer. We got tequila. We got, if you don't drink, we have sodas. We have pop. It's a Canadian say. We got soda. We got pop. We got everything, man. We got chili con queso. We got the chicken wings. We got those tequila lime chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we got everything, man. We got that. We got Rotel, jalapeno, sausage, chili con queso. We got it. We got it all with cream cheese and everything. We got the works, baby. Come on over. Yeah, I'm your buddy. I know I kind of come off, it's like antisocial. I'm sorry I gave you this serial killer vibe, but, I know I come off kind of the wrong way, in the public sphere, but yeah, invite all your friends over. Come on over. Everybody have chili. This chili con queso is to die for, baby. Come on over. I'm your friend. We're best buddies. We're bosom buddies. Look, we're neighbors. We're Americans. My God, man. We're the same. Let's be together this NFL game day. Bring your jerseys. Bring your flair. Let's go. Yeah. Oh shit. I think John put something in the snacks. And then everybody's dying on the floor wondering. They're like, why am I dying? First of all. And they're like, oh crap, I'm dying. Oh no. Then they go through the psychological steps of death. And then they go, ugh. And then it's all over the media. Mysterious deaths at the Kansas City. Well, just look at who survived. Who was at the party? Who survived? Isn't that your culprit? It's not the dead people that are like probably the culprit, unless they wanted to kill their football friends. All right. So we got this Wheeler's toaster. Looking good. It's got bacon, eggs, and cheddar. So it's good. I haven't taken a big bite because I was still doing my video talking. So what is all this extended pain? Why is it? It's aimed at Trump to elongate his pain until Election Day. They want to put pressure on him all the way up to Election Day with hardly any breathing room. So they want constant trials, indictments, civil trials. They want hammering by the media and the leftist media. They want by the mainstream media. They want the military-industrial complex to keep on funding his rivals like Nikki Haley and to keep her in. Now, when she loses South Carolina, when she loses other southern states, because she's getting, in the polls, Trump leads her by like what, 20, 30, 40 points or something, incredible. So she's going to be forced to get out of the race. And then she'll have to concede. Her ego be damned. She'll have to say, oh, sorry, thanks for the support, guys, but just couldn't get a win out of this. Thank you. Good night. I endorse Donald Trump as the presidential frontrunner, Republican frontrunner for the 2024 race. Or maybe she won't. She's going to have to do something. She can't say, hey, I lost 5 races. I'm still in it. She's going to have to think of something different. Hey, I'm a winner. I just lost 10 races and for states in the union. Nikki Faley. Yeah, that's enough of that. But is the Super Bowl rigged? Well, there's a good test of that theory coming on February 11th, so we'll see. If you see Travis Kelce win with the championship Super Bowl ring and he proposes marriage to Taylor Swift, you'll know what's up. You see that commercial for Lockheed Martin, and you see that, you see that Taylor Swift commercial, you know what's going on. We'll know what's up, so. God bless and best of success. Donald Trump, 4 more in 2024. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. And if your neighbors invite you over for a Super Bowl or an NFL party, and you get the sense that they really don't like you very much, be careful. God bless. Watch out for those serial killers.